You're on.
Here we go. We're going to be now in problem number 2 now. And our problem number 2 on our Unit 1 exam says, find the nth term given our 4th term and given our 10th term. Okay, so anytime it says find the nth term, then we know that we're going to be using our nth term formula for an arithmetic sequence here. So this is why I already have this written. So let's just notice the 2 pieces of information that we need to know. If we were going to write a sequence here, is that we need to know our D and possibly our first term, or at least that's the common way of doing this. But on this particular problem, this is really going to step up your knowledge now of understanding arithmetic sequences, because it's not an easy problem as here's your D and plug it in, and then here's your first term and plug it in. We got to do some kind of manipulation. So check out all this trickery business here. Something in my eye. Okay, I'm okay. So if we take a look at this little dude, okay, we can think of this as a coordinate point. Okay, as if you plugged in 4 into the formula, what popped out was -22. Okay, and we can think of this as also a coordinate point as well, where when you plugged in 10, what would pop out as a -70. So if we're given two coordinate points here, okay, you can find the D by using our slope formula. So the way that we find the slope between 2 points, which you learned back in your algebra years, slope is the same thing as our common difference. Okay, so the way that we're going to find our D is we're going to find the slope between these 2 coordinate points right here. Okay, and the reason we have to do that is because these aren't next to each other. Okay, remember, because if you want to find D, you would do like a sub 2 minus a sub 1, or you would do like a sub 3 minus a sub 2, or a sub 4 minus a sub 3, meaning the only way to find D simply is if you have 2 terms that are together. But here they're separated, so we can't do the simple, I'm just going to subtract -7 and -22. We can't do that. We need to do this modification. Okay, so we're going to find the slope. Slope formula. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So let's subtract our y coordinates. Subtract our y coordinates. So that's -70 minus -22. All right, right there. And then 10 minus 4. All right, here. So we have a double negative. So we have a little positive there. -70 and a positive 22 gives us a -48. And 10 minus 4 is going to give us our 6, which that means we have a viti-pliti D, which is -8. Okay, so we know a very important piece of our sequence here. So let me just rewrite our nth term. A sub n equals our first term plus n minus 1 times D. And again, we were given a sub 4 as being -22, and a sub 10 equals -70. Okay, we have to do another modification here. Check this out. Okay, so we know that this D is -8, right? The question that was asked of this problem was to find the nth term. So really, if I knew what this term was, right? If I knew what this was, then couldn't I find the nth term? The answer is yes, right? So basically what happens is we don't know the first term, but we can substitute any one of these coordinate points or one of these values into right here. You say, what? What the heck are you talking about? What's that? Okay. Let me show you this really neat correlation. You know that this one correlates with this one right here. Meaning, if this was a sub 2, this would be a 2 right here. Or if I said a sub 10, then this would be 10 here. So knowing that, we can choose one of these guys and plug it in right here. It doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to maybe choose this guy right here. So I want to find my nth term, right? So leave the n alone. A sub n equals, I'm going to now plug in a sub 1 for a sub 10. See? A sub 10 plus, leave the n alone because we want it in terms of n, minus, not a 1. Look. Those 2 correlate, so this has to be a 10 right there. And then times -8. This right here will now give us our nth term. So let's go ahead and simplify here. Wait a minute. What's a sub 10? -70. Right? minus 10 times negative 8. Okay, let's simplify this then. This is a plus sign here. So plus. So let's see, negative 70. Go ahead and do the distributive property. Over the rainbow. That's a negative 8n and bloop. And plus 80. So we combine these guys right here. And we get our big tamale. Negative 8n plus 10. Now, just so that we are very, very clear here, if I asked you, what does this mean? What does the nth term mean? Would you be able to answer that? Because that is a conceptual question that you must understand from this whole entire unit. And the answer to that is the nth term gives you any term value your heart so desires. If you're like, Mr. McCaffrey, what's the 50th term? Oh, well, you would plug in 50 right here. Oh, what's the 7th term? I would plug in 7 right here. So this is why it's very powerful to find terms or find our sequence in terms of n.